Welcome to The Shadows Between Us, a romantic tale of murder, manipulation, and monarchy, or as Alessandra would call it, Tuesday. Before we continue with the story, making our videos takes plenty of caffeine, chaos, and too many snacks, but we love every moment of it. If you enjoy our unhinged humor and dramatic recaps, please like, subscribe, and comment. It helps us keep creating more ridiculous, story-driven chaos and tells YouTube we exist. Stick around, join the madness, and help this little corner of the internet grow. Now, back to the story. Meet Alessandra Stathos, our unapologetically ambitious, morally gray queen in the making. She's not your typical YA heroine. No chosen one, no tragic curse, no wide-eyed innocence. Nope. Alessandra's defining trait is that she once murdered her ex-boyfriend because he got bored of her. Romantic? Not exactly, but at least she's decisive. She's not here for love or redemption. She's here for the throne, the power, and maybe a man hot enough to die for it. Her grand plan? Simple. Step 1, seduce the Shadow King. Step 2, marry him. Step 3, kill him and take his kingdom. Girl boss behavior. Alessandra isn't ashamed of it either. She literally announces it like a business strategy. The only thing sharper than her eyeliner is her ambition. Her father, a pompous nobleman who treats her like an inconvenient receipt, drags her to court to find a respectable match. Alessandra's like, "Sure, Dad, I'll find a husband, preferably one I can assassinate." She walks into the royal court, dripping confidence, wearing black lace, wit, and audacity like armor. Everyone there either underestimates her or wants her gone. Perfect conditions for a power move. Then there's the Shadow King, ruler of the realm and walking enigma. He's young, untouchable, and constantly surrounded by literal shadows, like a one-man Hot Topic ad with royal funding. Rumor says anyone who tries to touch him dies instantly, so naturally Alessandra's like, challenge accepted. At court, she starts her slow burn seduction, flattery, mind games, and perfectly timed sarcasm. While other girls are fainting at the sight of the king, Alessandra is mentally redecorating his castle. She flirts with him like she's negotiating a trade deal, confident, cutting, and impossible to ignore. The king, he's intrigued. She's bold, dangerous, and clearly not afraid of him, which, for a man made of shadows, is apparently quite the turn-on. By the end of her first week at court, Alessandra's already outsmarted half the nobility, caught the king's attention, and made several enemies, all while sipping wine and plotting murder. Our girl didn't come to play games, she came to win them. The moment Alessandra meets Callias, the infamous Shadow King, you can almost hear the dramatic violins start playing. He's tall, powerful, mysterious, and literally made of shadows. Like, this man doesn't just brood in the dark, he is the dark. Every inch of him radiates, "I'm dangerous," but also devastatingly attractive. Naturally, Alessandra sees him and immediately thinks, perfect. My next murder victim. Callias isn't your typical monarch. He's covered in living shadows that protect him from physical touch. So, yes, ladies, he's the ultimate emotionally and physically unavailable man. Nobody's allowed to touch him ever, which is probably why Alessandra's first thought is, bet I could change that. She's not scared. She's intrigued. Because if she can get him to lower those shadows, she can lower his defenses, and eventually his pulse. But to do that, she needs access. So Alessandra, being the absolute strategist she is, starts playing the long game. She flirts, she charms, and she works her way into Callias' inner circle by sheer audacity and fashion sense. Within days, she's not just a guest, she's sitting next to the king, trading sarcasm like it's foreplay. And the king, he's hooked. Callias has spent his reign surrounded by sycophants, liars, and assassins. So a woman who openly teases him, questions him, and rolls her eyes at his royal drama, that's basically foreplay for him. The chemistry is instant in a we're both probably villains, but let's flirt about it kind of way. Meanwhile, court politics are popping off. Half the nobles hate Alessandra already because she's confident, mouthy, and taking up too much space in a world where women are supposed to smile and nod. The other half are trying to copy her, which makes her the medieval version of a trendsetter and a public menace. Callias starts inviting her to meetings, asking for her opinions, and treating her like an equal. Scandalous. Alessandra's plan to seduce and dethrone him is going disturbingly well. The only problem? She's starting to like him. Just a little, which is obviously unacceptable. Falling in love with your murder target is not part of the plan. Still, she tells herself she's just keeping him close. You know, for stabbing logistics. But as the banter sharpens and the glances linger longer, everyone can see where this is heading. Alessandra might have entered the court to kill the king, but the king just might destroy her instead. By now, Alessandra has gone from random pretty newcomer to that dangerously confident woman sitting next to the king. Naturally, the entire court loses its collective mind. Nobles whisper, ladies glare, and suitors start rethinking their life choices. It's chaos. Elegant, perfumed, backstabbing chaos. The Shadow King Callias keeps pretending to be calm and detached, but everyone can tell he's completely obsessed. He claims Alessandra's presence is strategic, that she's helping him navigate his court, but we all know what that really means. He's doomed. Meanwhile, Alessandra's still clinging to her plan like, this isn't romance, this is long-term assassination prep. Sure. At court, every social event feels like an Olympic sport in passive aggression. There's flirting, gossip, secret alliances, and probably poison in half the wine. Alessandra thrives in it. She plays everyone like a fiddle, turning enemies into pawns, rivals into admirers, and scandal into strategy. She's not just surviving court politics, she's rewriting the playbook. Of course, danger lurks behind all the sparkle. Callias has enemies everywhere. Assassins, spies, and a nobleman or two who'd sell their souls to sit on his throne. Several attempts are made on his life, all of them creative and poorly executed. Alessandra, ever the multitasker, manages to stop one of them mid-plot, proving that yes, she's the best girlfriend/potential murderer a man could ask for. Between thwarting assassins and dodging jealous nobles, Alessandra also has to deal with Leandros, the charming noble who can't take a hint. He's her past crush, her present headache, and possibly part of a secret anti-royal conspiracy. But Alessandra's too busy playing chess with people's lives to worry about that. Callias, on the other hand, starts lowering his guard. Literally. The shadows that protect him begin to fade when he's near Alessandra. It's adorable and terrifying. She could kill him in about 5 seconds. And yet, for some reason, she doesn't. It's almost like she's developing feelings. Gross. Still, she convinces herself she's in control. After all, she's manipulating the king, charming the nobles, and casually surviving multiple murder plots before breakfast. What could possibly go wrong? Oh right, emotions, the most dangerous weapon of them all. And as the court grows more unstable, Alessandra starts realizing that her little game of seduction and deceit may have turned into something bigger and far deadlier. At this point, Alessandra's grand murder seduction plan is complicated. The kill him and take the throne part keeps getting postponed because, well, Callias won't stop being infuriatingly likable. He listens to her, he respects her, he even trusts her, which is basically begging to die in this world. But sure, go off, king. Their relationship starts as pure strategy. Public appearances, witty banter, and just enough chemistry to scandalize the entire court. Everyone assumes she's his newest fling, and Alessandra leans into it because attention equals power. But somewhere between the sarcastic debates and near-death encounters, something terrifying happens. Feelings. Real ones. Callias begins lowering his shadows more often around her, a dangerously intimate act for a man whose darkness is both armor and curse. He tells her that his powers keep him alive, but they also isolate him from everyone. Touch is lethal for him, yet somehow Alessandra's presence calms the magic. She's like human kryptonite with better fashion sense. Meanwhile, the court gossip explodes. Nobles whisper that the king is losing control, that Alessandra is some kind of enchantress. To be fair, they're not entirely wrong. She's enchanting him, just not magically, unless charm, boldness, and chaos count as sorcery. The two start making political moves together, crushing rebellions, exposing traitors, and manipulating nobles with tag-team precision. It's equal parts strategy and foreplay. They even pretend to be engaged to silence the rumors, though by this point, pretend is doing a lot of heavy lifting. Alessandra's heart is dangerously close to catching feelings, and she hates every second of it. But she's not the only one losing focus. Callias starts trusting her enough to share secrets about his shadows, his parents' murder, and the enemies plotting against him. Suddenly, Alessandra's realizing she might not be the only one who knows how to play dirty. The king may be sweet, but he's no fool. It's a mess. She came to court to seduce and kill him, and now she's half in love with him and half plotting how to save him from actual assassins. This is not how murder plans are supposed to go. Things at court have officially gone from dramatic to Shakespearean chaos. The fake engagement between Alessandra and Callias is the talk of the kingdom. Half the nobles are scandalized, the other half are already designing wedding gowns in their heads. Meanwhile, Alessandra is fighting a full-blown moral identity crisis. She's supposed to be planning a murder, not daydreaming about couples' strategy meetings and mutual respect. But of course, nothing stays peaceful for long. Whispers of rebellion are spreading. Someone keeps trying to assassinate Callias for real this time, and Alessandra is starting to realize that being queen might involve actual work instead of just excellent outfits and the occasional throne pose. Callias finally opens up about his powers. His shadows aren't just aesthetic, they're protection. Literal life support. When his parents were murdered, the shadows attached to him, keeping him safe but cutting him off from human touch. It's tragic, dramatic, and exactly the kind of backstory that makes readers collectively sigh. I can fix him. Alessandra, being the chaos goddess she is, decides she doesn't want to fix him. She wants to stand beside him. But, still maybe rule the world together. Just when things start looking dangerously like happiness, betrayal hits. A noblewoman, Rhoda, and her manipulative brother have been plotting all along, staging attacks, spreading lies, and trying to take down the king. The whole court turns into a murder mystery party with actual murders. And Alessandra? She's caught right in the middle, accused of being part of the plot because, well, she does have that murdery vibe. To make matters worse, Callias finds out that Alessandra originally came to court planning to kill him. Oops. Relationship goals? Not so much. His heartbreak manifests as a literal storm of shadows that nearly swallows the palace. And honestly, fair. She did try to stab him in her imagination like 12 times. Alessandra is left stripped of her titles, her safety, and worst of all, Callias' trust. The girl boss has fallen. The plan that started as a power fantasy has become a full-blown disaster with emotional consequences. But Alessandra isn't done. She's scheming, furious, and more determined than ever. She might have lost the king's heart, but she's not about to lose her crown. Or her life. Without one hell of a fight. Because if there's one thing we know about Alessandra Stathos, it's that she always finishes what she starts. Still, there's no denying it. The girl who wanted to steal the throne is falling for the boy made of shadows. And if that's not poetic disaster energy, nothing is. Everything has gone completely off the rails. Alessandra's plan to seduce, marry, and murder the king has somehow spiraled into save the kingdom, clear my name, and win back the man I accidentally fell in love with character development, but make it messy. After being publicly disgraced, she refuses to crawl away quietly. Nope, Alessandra's out for blood and redemption, while the court wallows in fear and scandal. She's busy using the one thing no one else at court has, a functioning brain. She starts connecting dots, digging through lies, and uncovering the real traitors behind the rebellion. Because if anyone's going to destroy the king, it's going to be her. On purpose. With style. Meanwhile, Callias is drowning in paranoia and shadows. His trust shattered, his enemies closing in. He's one emotional breakdown away from becoming the world's sexiest ghost. But deep down, he knows Alessandra isn't the enemy. She's too stubborn, too proud, and far too dramatic to settle for being someone's pawn. When the final coup hits, daggers flying, nobles turning traitor, chaos raining down, Alessandra steps out of the scandal and straight into hero mode. She saves Callias' life again because clearly no one else in this palace can do anything right. She exposes the conspirators, calls out every liar in the room, and pretty much single-handedly restabilizes the kingdom while wearing a killer dress. Queen behavior. In the end, Callias realizes what we've known all along. Alessandra might be ruthless, but she's loyal in her own unhinged way. She didn't need saving, she needed an equal. And as the shadows finally withdraw, he lets her touch him for the first time. It's tender, intense, and just a little bit, please don't die mid-romantic moment. Together, they take back the throne, restore order, and unofficially crown themselves the power couple of the century. Alessandra gets her crown, not through murder, but through manipulation, charm, and genuine growth, which in her world is redemption. So the girl who wanted to kill the king ends up ruling beside him instead. Still ambitious, still dangerous, and still rocking the best outfits in the realm. Love wins. Murder postponed. Throne secured. Long live the Queen of Chaos. So, what did you think of The Shadows Between Us? The book where murder turned into foreplay and the villain got a happy ending. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And join me next time for another dangerously romantic story full of betrayal, chaos, and questionable life choices. See you there, my little schemers!